Hi guys, Pastor Janet here. I want to come on today and talk about, is there any such thing as a perfect author? Well, the answer is no, there's not. Nobody's perfect. We all make mistakes. But most of the mistakes that you will find, quite honestly, after doing a lot of research, I was it was told to me that most mistakes come from self-published authors who self-publish their books. And this is not because they want to make mistakes, but because they don't have the funding to do what these well publishing houses do and these famous authors have. They have proofreaders, they pay for proofreaders, beta readers, editors, and a publishing house is going to make sure that book comes out really good because they want to make money. And these famous authors, you'll see that their books, I could name like John Grisham, and like I can't think of what her name is, but there's so many famous authors out there, and you read their books and you think, boy, why can't I write like that? Well, they spend thousands of dollars on people to do that for them. They have ghostwriters too. Now, I'm gonna be honest, they have ghostwriters. A lot of them write some parts, and then sometimes they don't. Sometimes they just pay the ghostwriter to write the book, and slap their name on it, and it becomes famous. So you got to realize, self-published, we don't have the money, we don't have the funds. It costs a lot, and we struggle. But everybody must remember that if you have money, money does walks, does a lot of things. But still, that doesn't make that person any better writer than you are. It just makes a lot of them use, even some of them use Al. I just discovered when I went to this one site that they said, do you mind if the person that works on this with you uses AI? I call him Al. Personalize it for myself. But I call him Al. Okay, if they're using AI, and you're paying them and you think they're doing a lot of this book cover generating themselves and drawing this stuff, and it's being generated through AI. So just want you to realize that there is no perfect author. There is no perfect book. The closest I think I read where it said it was by the book called To Kill a Mockingbird, came the closest of being a perfect novel. Now you probably can check and find more, but when I was, going through this, I found out that that was one of the closest perfect books ever written, To Kill a Mockingbird. So, but if you don't make mistakes, you're not normal. So if you're an author and you make mistakes, and you wonder what could I do about it, if you can always reload your file, or sometimes they say just stop and think, is it worth two or three mistakes to do the whole thing over? So sometimes you have to just sit and think, okay, I made that mistake, and uh, you know, I can either go back and do all this trouble, do this file all over again, or just let it go. It was a minor mistake, spelling mistake, or something like that. Sometimes you just have to think about things like that. But so there's no perfect author. I'm telling you. If you're a writer and you make mistakes, hey, join the club. We are all in in the human race. That's it. Okay, I'll be back. I got some more clothes coming, but I just wanted to get that out. If you're an author, don't go down on yourself because nobody's perfect. If you make mistakes, all authors make mistakes. Even the ones that have all these people that work behind them and pay them all this money. Sometimes I was reading a book one time where I saw a word that I knew it was supposed to be us, but the word was we. And when I read the sentence, my mind just turned it around and said, oh, that's supposed to be us, not we. So sometimes your brain will just, if it's a minor mistake and you're reading something, you like the book, and say, oh, that's just a minor mistake. I still love the story. That's what's important. The message that gets across. So don't always read to look for mistakes. I know some people will pick up a book because they know the person that wrote the book and just sit down and look for mistakes. Don't be like that. You miss the whole aspect of writing to enjoy the experience. So that's my take on that. There is no perfect writer. I know. I'm not a perfect. I'm sure you're not either. Bye bye now.